So, good morning, everyone. We begin our session with chanting Universal Well-Being. May I abide in well-being, in freedom from affliction, in freedom from hostility, in freedom from ill will, in freedom from anxiety, and may I maintain well-being in myself. May everyone abide in well-being, in freedom from hostility, in freedom from ill will, in freedom from anxiety, and may they maintain well-being in themselves. May all beings release from all suffering, and may they not be parted from the good fortune they have attained. When they act upon intention, all beings are the owners of their action, and inherit its results. Their future is born from such action, companion to such action, and its results will be their home. All actions with intention, be they skillful or harmful, of such acts there will be the heirs. So today is second day of our Amitabha session, the time when we can deepen our own cultivation as well as support others. So it's a very important time. And yesterday we heard that one of our retreat participants told us that his grandpa suddenly passed away in China. So definitely we can also dedicate our practice to his grandma. His name Grandpa. His name is Zhen Yao Wu. So we can keep in heart in the practice for the next days. And what I want to offer today is the reflection from Ajhan Chah. Is the talk given by him to a person who was on the passing stage, and he came to this home and give a kind of Dhamma talk. And I want to read the part of it which I found is extremely encouraging and sobering and speaking the kind of truth directly to the heart. The call is the Our Real Home. Now determine your mind to listen with respect to the Dhamma. During the time that I am speaking, be as attentive to my words as if it was the Lord Buddha himself sitting in front of you. Close your eyes and make yourself comfortable. Compose your mind and make it one-pointed. Humbly allow to the triple gem of wisdom, truth, and purity to abide in your heart as the way of showing respect to the fully enlightened one. Today I have brought nothing material of any substance to offer you, only Dhamma, the teaching of the Lord Buddha. Listen well. You should understand that even the Buddha himself, with his great store of accumulated virtue, could not avoid physical death. When he reaches old age, he relinquishes his body and let go of its heavy burden. Now you too must learn to be satisfied with the many years you've already depended on your old body. You should feel that is enough. You can compare its household is to a household utensils you have for a long time, your cups, saucers, plates, and so on. When you first had them, they were clean and shining. But now, after using them for so long, they're starting to wear out. Some are already broken, some have disappeared, and those that are left are deteriorating. They have no stable form, and it's their nature to be like that. Your body is in the same way. It's been continually changing right from the day you were born, for childhood and youth, until now it's reached old age. You must accept that. The Buddha said the conditions, sankharas, whether they are internal conditions, bodily conditions, or external conditions, are not self. Their nature is to change. Contemplate this truth until you see it clearly. The Buddha said, the rich or poor, young or old, human or animal, no being in this world can maintain itself, any one state for long. Everything experiences change and stagnant. This is the fact of life that we can do nothing to remedy. But the Buddha said, we can do this in contemplate the body and mind, so that they see their impersonality, see that neither of them is me or mine. They have a merely provisional reality. It's like this house. It's only nominally yours. You couldn't take it with you anywhere. It's the same with your wealth, your possessions, and your family. They are all yours only in name. They don't really belong to you. They belong to nature. Now this truth doesn't apply to you alone. Everyone is the same position, even the Lord Buddha and his enlightened disciples. They differed from us in only one respect, and they was in their acceptance of the way things are. They saw that it could be no other way. Keep meditating, even if you feel tired and exhausted. Let your mind dwell in with the breath. Take a few deep breaths and then establish the mind on the breath using the mantra Buddha. Make this practice habitual. The more exhausted you feel, the more subtle and focused your concentration must be, so that you can cope with the painful sensations that arise. When you start to feel fatigue, then bring all your thinking to a halt. Let the mind gather itself together, and then turn to knowing the breath. Just keep up the inner recitation, Buddha, Buddha. Let go of all externals. Don't go grasp at thoughts of your children and relatives. Don't grasp at anything whatsoever. Let go. Let the mind untie in a single point, and let that composed mind dwell with the breath. Let the breath be sole object of knowledge. Concentrate until the mind becomes increasingly subtle, until feelings are insignificant and there is greater inner clarity and wakefulness. Then, when painful sensations arise, they will gradually cease of their own accord. Finally, you look on the breath as if it was a relate come to visit you. So let go. Put everything down, everything except the knowing. Don't be fooled with vision of sounds arise in your mind during meditation. Put them all down. Don't take hold of anything at all. Just stay with this non-dual awareness. Don't worry about the past or the future. Just be still, and you will reach the place where there is no advancing, not retreating, and no stopping, where there is nothing to grasp and or cling to. Why? Because there is no self, no me or mine. It's all gone. The Buddha taught us to be empty of everything in this way, not carry anything with us, to know, and having known, let go. Realizing the Dhamma, the path to freedom from round of birth and death, is a job that we all have to do alone. So keep trying to let go and to understand the teaching. Really put effort into your contemplation. Don't worry about your family and the moment they are as they are. In the future, they will be like you. There is no one in the world who can escape this fate. The Buddha told us, put down everything that lacks or a real abiding substance. If you put everything down, you will see the truth. If you don't, you won't. That is the way it is, and it's the same for all. So don't worry and don't grasp at anything. Throw the world away. The world is the way it is. If you allow it to arise in the mind and dominate consciousness, then the mind becomes obscured and can't see itself. So whatever appears in the mind, just say, this isn't my business. It's impermanent, unsatisfactory, and no self. Thinking you would like to go on living for a long time will make you suffer. But think you would like to die right away or die very quickly isn't right either. Isn't suffering, isn't it? Conditions don't belong to us. They follow their own natural laws. You can't do anything about the way the body is. You can prettify it a little, make it look attractive and clean for a while. Like the young girls who paint their lips and let their nails grow long. But when old age arrives, everyone is in the same boat. That is the way the body is. You cannot make it any other way. But what you can improve and beautify is your mind. So don't waver. Let go, throw it all away. Even if you don't let go, everything it starts to leave anyway. Can you see that? Can you all the different parts of your body are trying to slip away? Take your hair. When you were young, it was thick and black. Now it's falling out. It's leaving. Your eyes used to be good and strong, and now there is weak, and your sight is unclear. When the organs have had enough, they leave. This isn't their home. When you were a child, your teeth were healthy and firm. Now there is wobbly. Perhaps you've got false ones. Your eyes, ears, nose, tongue. Everything is trying to leave because isn't their home. You can't make it a permanent home in sanskara. You can't stay for a short while, then you have to go. It's like a tenant watching over his tiny little house with falling eyes. His teeth aren't so good, his ears aren't so good, his body not healthy, everything is leaving. So you needn't worry about anything because this isn't your real home. It's just a temporary shelter. Having come into this world, you should contemplate its nature. Everything there is preparing to disappear. Preparing to disappear. Look at your body. Is there anything there that is still in its original form? Is your skin as used to be? Is your hair? It's not the same, is it? Where has everything gone? This is nature, the way things are. When their time is up, conditions go their way. The world is nothing to rely on. It is an endless round of disturbance and trouble, pleasures and pains. There is no peace. When we have no real home, we are like an aimless traveler out of the road, going this way for a while and then the way, stopping for a while and then setting off again. Until we return to our real home, we feel ill at ease. Whatever we are doing, just like the one who left his village to go on a journey. Only when he gets home again can really relax and be at ease. Nowhere in the world is any real peace to be found. The poor have no peace, neither do the rich. Adults have no peace, children have no peace. The poorly educated have no peace, and neither do the highly educated. There is no peace anywhere. That is the nature of the world. Those who have few possessions suffer, and so do those who have many. Children, adults, the aged, everyone suffers. The suffering of being old, the suffering of being young, the suffering of being wealthy, the suffering of being poor, it's all nothing but suffering. When you contemplate things in this way, you will see anicca, impermanence, and dukkha, unsatisfactoriness. Why are things impermanent and unsatisfactory? It's because they are anatta, not self. I will finish maybe in the... Okay, so today I have brought you the Dhamma as a gift in the time of illness. I have no material things to give you. There seem to be plenty of those in the house already. And so I give you Dhamma, something which has lasting worth, something which you will never be able to exhaust. Having received it from me, you can pass it on to as many as others as you like, and it will never be depleted. That is the nature of truth. I'm happy to have been able to give you this gift of Dhamma, and I hope it will give you strength to deal with your pain. So I highly recommend it. I just scroll in and I've read the part of it. It's No Real Home by Ajhan Chah. You can find the whole text, quite inspiring and very pointing what is probably the most important. And we are in the task on finding our real home. Definitely in Amitabha session is the place to investigate. What is a real home? What I can really rely on? At the same time, we can support those loved ones, siblings, and everyone. And this is a real gift, what we can offer. So we can now practice 3 steps, 1 bow.